Welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I am so excited. Today I am guest hosting with the What Would You Make challenge. I love this challenge. It's one of my favorites. So first of all though, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and if you are returning, you know I love you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So I'm going to use some of this contact paper that I've had in my stash, but I got it from Dollar Tree. I am going to actually only use one of these wood planks from Dollar Tree. I was thinking of using 3, but I ended up just using 1. I'm going to use some cardboard that I cut out. Actually, I will cut out. And then I'm going to use some of these 1x2s. I'm going to cut down 4 into 12-inch size and 2 3-foot size. And then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And I'm also going to use my Waverly antique wax. So I started off by painting all of those pieces with my antique wax. I just brushed them on with a brush and wiped it off with a paper towel. Once they were dry, my husband and I measured where we wanted to lay these pieces. We marked them, and then I'm just using my wood glue here, and I am putting them in place, and then my husband clamps them with his clamps, and we let that set to dry for about 24 hours. And while that was drying, actually, I went in and started working on the rest of this. So I cut the 3 cardboard pieces down to be, I believe it was 8x10. And it was either 8x10 or 8x11. I don't remember. And then once I had them all cut down, I took my contact paper here and look, I started taking the backing off, and some of it ripped and was like sticking in the middle. But once I finally got that all removed, I'm just going to wrap my cardboard with this contact paper. Now, if you don't have this contact paper, you could use any kind of craft paper, material, scrapbook paper, wall paper, just anything that you would like to cover it. In fact, you don't even have to use cardboard. You could use signs or whatever you have on hand. This is what I had on hand. I am going to trim this down, or trim off the excess, and then I just make sure that the ends all stick together. Once I had all 3 of them covered, I took my hot glue, and you want to be really careful when putting hot glue on this contact paper because it can melt it. And I'm taking this beautiful jute ribbon that I get from Amazon, and I'm just going to go around all 3 pieces. I'm just going to go around the sides, hot glue it on all 4 sides like you see me doing here. Now I have a subscriber that sent me a picture of one that she made, and it is so pretty. I'll show it to you when I finish with this. But she asked if I'd be interested in recreating it, and I loved it, and I thought, yes, absolutely. So I'll let you see a picture of hers when I finish with this. So after I was all done with the cardboard pieces, I took this wood piece, I had painted it white, and I'm just distressing it with some Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. I also took some clothespins and covered them with my antique wax. So here I am adding my E6000 and some hot glue, and I'm going to put this on just one of my cardboard pieces. Then I am measuring here to see the distance that I want to make holes, and I use my Crop-A-Dile here, and I'm just going to go through and make holes on each one. Now, if you don't have a Crop-A-Dile, I'm sure you could figure out a way to just cut some holes. Even a paper for cardboard, if you have a bigger hole punch, that would probably work too. So I found this in Cricut Design Space, and I printed it out, and I'm just adding it to my sign. Then I just recently found these burlap flowers from Dollar Tree. I love them, and I only got 1 pack of each. I wish I would have got more, but I decided to add these. I thought it would be really pretty. And then I don't know what happened to my footage, but I did hot glue the clothespins on the other two pieces that doesn't have the sign. And then I just hot glued one of those flowers on front of the clothespins so it's not so apparent. Then I took some more twine here, some jute twine, and I'm just poking it through the holes of my cardboard pieces and then tying them around each rung of the ladder, tying knots, and then I will move the knots to behind those signs. And that's all there was. There it is. I love the way this came out, and I added a couple of our family pictures, but you could definitely do this for Mother's Day and have a Mother's Day saying on there if you want. Or, you know, you could just make it your own. There's so many possibilities. Okay, so today is the What Would You Make challenge. It's hosted every month by my sweet friends Zana at Home DIY and Connie with Connie's Creative Creations. They asked me to be their guest host this month, and I was so honored to do that. So make sure you check out their channels as well as a playlist. I will have links to all of them in the description box below. And here's DIY number 2. And if you're new to What Would You Make, we all use wood on our DIYs. So I'm going to use this wreath piece that I got from Woodpecker's Craft, but you could definitely use like the foam wreath forms if you don't have one of those. I'm going to use 8 birdhouses from Dollar Tree, and then my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. Now this is just to start out with. I added more. So I'm going to start out by painting all of that white. And then I decided to take some colors, and I'll have all the list of the colors in my description box. I did an outline of each birdhouse with the different colors. This one has the heart, and I'm just taking my embossing tool here, and I'm going around the little birdhouse hole there, and I'm going around with dots, and then I'm gonna do just kind of the outskirts of the birdhouse. I'm gonna do all the way around the house on all sides and the roof. And then I took this one, I did 2 of them that way in different colors. I'm gonna take one of these, or at least I should say this double holed house, and I'm gonna make some flowers on it. So I'm taking some yellow, and I'm using my little dauber there, or embossing tool, and I made some dots, and now I'm just going to go around and make 6 dots around that yellow dot to make a flower. You guys, I was having so much fun doing this. I wasn't planning on doing all these designs on my houses. I was just going to paint them the white with the different colors. And the next morning I got up and I thought, you know, I want to add some details on this. And I was having such a fun time. Once I had all those flowers made, I took a small paintbrush and some dark green paint, and I am just making little leaves and stems. And then I went ahead and took the back of a paintbrush and made some dots on the roof. And then on the next one, I decided since it was yellow, I wanted to make sunshine. So I made like sun rays going all around the hole there. And then I went ahead and made some flowers. I made some blue dots for the middle of the flower, and then went around and did the rest of the flower like I did on the other ones with the yellow paint. But I did do this all around the house and on the no, I don't think I did it on the roof on this one. But here I'm just making the flowers again, just using my embossing tool and making dots all the way around. And you can do 5 or 6. I found that 6 looked the best to me, but sometimes my dots got a little crooked, so you know. But I'll show you what all the houses look like here in just a minute. But then I took some of these little hooks I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just twisting them into the top of each one of my houses. And then there's those 2 houses that have polka dots. The purples have light and dark color. These have the flowers, and then this I went around the hearts, and then these have some more flowers. I love how all of these turned out, you guys. I just think they are adorable. So I took some of this. It's called bead and stretch. You could use like fishing line. This is what I had on hand, so I used this. And I just kind of cut some out longer and some shorter. And then I just strung it through the hook on the birdhouse and strung it through the holes in that wood piece. And then I'm just tying a knot. Now, like I said before, if you don't have one of these wood pieces and want to recreate it, you could definitely use the foam wreath forms that Dollar Tree has and paint that. And then you just wrap this around that. I would glue it onto that foam so that they don't move around. But then when I got to the end, I just put a little dab of hot glue in that hole just to kind of hold that knot tight and hold it in place. Then I took one of these plastic garden plates and I painted it white. Now I painted the inside of it. If you wanted to use this as like a bird feeder or a bird bath, I would recommend not painting the inside, just painting the outside of it, or even just leaving it blank. Don't have to paint it at all, but for video purposes, I painted both the inside and the outside. So I decided I'm going to fill this with flowers instead. So I took my crocodile there and made some holes, and then I'm taking 4 pieces of jute rope. I strung them through, tied knots on the ends, and then this round metal piece came off of a hanging shelf, but you could use the things you get in the office supply. They're round, they're paper rings or something like that. You could all use those. But as you can see, I tied all the twine up to that or around that metal piece. And then here I just used some E6000 and hot glue and glued that bowl onto the wood piece. And now I'm adding my floral foam and then some of these plastic flowers from Temu. I'm not sure if I'm going to have this outside or not. I love this, but I don't really have a place to put it that will be protected from the Oklahoma wind. But anyways, I just filled this up with boxwood and flowers and some moss, and there it is. My husband hung it there for me to take a picture of because I didn't have a way to hang it in my craft room. But I love how this turned out. I think it is adorable. There's so much you could do. I mean, you could make even little wind chimes out of this too if you wanted to add some little chimes to it. I don't know. I just love it. You have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Okay, I just want to say thank you to all my wonderful subscribers. You guys are amazing. And if you're new here, I would invite you to hit that red subscribe button, become part of our family. And then make sure you guys, if you'd like to support me, give me that thumbs up, comment, and watch those ads. That really helps my channel grow. And then if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to all of my accounts in my description box below. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I was going to use these wood pieces. I got these from Hobby Lobby. And then two of these I got from Dollar Tree. But if you recreate this, you'd want to use 3 of those. And then this wood piece that I had on hand that my husband had found. And then my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. Now, my husband actually found a board that he could cut that had cut all the pieces out for me so they were all the same. So I took them once he cut them and I painted them white. Now, as you can see, the longer boards, we kind of cut like a half circle on the top. And that's about the only cutting you would have to do if you found all these wood pieces at Dollar Tree. And you might be able to do it with a box cutter because it is kind of soft wood. Other than that, we used a jigsaw. So here I'm using wood glue and hot glue, and I'm just putting the pieces together to make a planter. Now, I got this idea off of Pinterest, and I'll try and link a picture of my inspiration piece. These were wood purses that I saw, and I just thought this would be such a fun Mother's Day gift for someone. Now, I think I should have made the sides where we cut it out a little smaller. Might have looked more like a purse, but you know what? We're making it work. So I took some of my wired jute twine that I got from Dollar Tree, but you could probably use just regular twine. And I'm taking some of these square beads from Dollar Tree and I'm just stringing them through. I think I used like 16 beads. Then I got this. I've had that rub-on transfer for a while. I thought, you know, I want to use some of this transfer. Now, when I painted, as you can see, I just did a really heavy dry brushing on the wood pieces. I wanted this to look rustic, and it really I love the way this came out. So I'm just going to add the flowers from the rub-on transfers there, because it has bees and some honeycombs and stuff, but I just wanted the flowers. So I just rubbed and rubbed and rubbed. Then it had this like little charm. I thought, there's some purses that have a charm hanging off of them. So I went ahead and used the charm there too, and just kind of have it coming from the top. But you guys, I love this. Even though it's light and faint, I just love it because it makes it look rustic. So then I took the, what is this? Jute twine, wired twine, and I hot glued it to the inside. Now the inspiration piece, they're actually on the outside, and it might have made it look more like a purse if I would have done it on the outside. And in fact, I thought about gluing them onto the outside and then covering them with like some leather to make it look like the handles on a purse sometimes. But I don't know. I just ended up doing it this way. So you could recreate it any way you want if you want to recreate this. So then I just added some more moss or floral foam. This, I don't know what kind of greenery this is. I had this in my stash, but I got it at Walmart and I just loved the texture of it. So I am just adding this into my my purse planter. And then I'm just going to add some lavender from Walmart as well. And that's all there was for this. It really is easy. The hardest part would be cutting out the little half round area, but you probably wouldn't even have to do that. You could do something else to make it look like a purse if you wanted. And there it is. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. But I don't know about you. I love it. Okay, so it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And make sure you check out May with Craft Away with May. She made these beautiful Mother's Day DIYs, which I thought was perfect timing, and I just had to share them with you guys. And then we have Jane sent me these pictures. She did a really nice job, Jane. I love them. And then we have these beautiful, or I should say cute. They're really cute and beautiful from Maggie. I love those. They are adorable. You did a great job. So if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase for you, you can send me pictures to that email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and I am always thrilled to get pictures and happy to share them here with others. Okay, here's DIY number 4. So this is the only one that I made that has anything to do with mom. I tried to make them kind of generic so that if you don't have a mom or whatever, that you could make them if you wanted. So I had those puzzle pieces from Hobby Lobby. This I created with my Cricut. I got these wood letters from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. I'm also going to use the Waverly antique wax and some more of that contact paper. And then this is a wood canvas that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. So I started off by painting all of them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And then after it was all painted and dried, I'm going to take this contact paper and I'm going to lay it all over on the inside of my canvas. Now I had to kind of piece it together because I was at the end of what I had with this contact paper. So I did have to kind of add a few pieces on the bottom to connect them, but that's okay because I don't think you can really tell. Once I had that all on there, I just took my X-Acto knife and just went right along the crease of that what is it? That frame. Just say wood frame, just to cut the excess off. Now I painted these puzzle pieces, and as I was painting, I thought, I probably shouldn't be painting around the inside pieces because it might not fit. And sure enough, it did not want to fit. So I took my emery board there and I just sanded the paint away so I could get them to fit together. Then I took my decal that I created and I'm just going to add them onto the front of my puzzle pieces here. And then I laid them all in place and I just thought, I don't really like this. It's just too white, too bright, not enough contrast. So I thought, well, I wonder what it'd look like if I add a little of the wax. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to really like this better. So I went ahead and finished that puzzle piece part with the wax. And then I went over the white with my antique wax, and then I wiped it off with a paper towel, but it was too light. So then I just went over all of them again and did not wipe it off. And then it gave it more of a wood look, which I was really wanting to go for it. That's kind of what I was picturing in my mind when I started doing all this. So I did that with all of them, and then I decided to go ahead and do the frame too. And then because I got some antique wax along the edge with this picture, I thought, it might be really nice to go over that contact paper with the wax because, sorry, I thought I deleted this part. Anyways, because it would make it look more antique-ish, and I really love the way this came out. So after that, I took my pieces here, and I'm just going to lay them all out like I want them, and then I'm just going to hot glue them all in place. Now, again, if you don't like this color or variation, you can always paint this any color you want. You could use any kind of backing you want. I mean, there's so much you could do, but this is just kind of what I enjoyed and thought would be pretty. So as you can see, I'm just adding my letters on here, trying to make sure that they're all even. And then once they were done, I decided it needed some twine to go along the inside of the frame. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, I love doing that. And so I'm just going to trim this off. I hot glued that twine all the way around. And then I took more of these flowers that I got from from Dollar Tree. They had some different ones. I bought 1 pack of each, and I'm going to have to see if I can find more because I should have bought more than that one because I just think they're so pretty. But I'm just going to hot glue them around here. I just felt like it needed a little something else, and I think that was just what it needed. Then I went ahead and took some more of that jute twine that I wrapped around the inside, and I'm making a hanger with it. I'm just using my stapler, making sure that I staple where the top part of the frame is so it doesn't go all the way through the board, and there it is. I really love how this came out. If your mom likes rustic or farmhouse, this would be perfect. If she doesn't, then likes color, then make it with color. Okay, so the final reveal is coming right up. You will have to let me know what you think of all of these, and I will have the video here of the birdhouses separate, but make sure you watch Zana and Connie's videos and subscribe to them if you haven't already. Check out the playlist. I will be back again on Tuesday with another video. So with all that being said, you guys have a blessed weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.